A time of marvels, a culture of industry, an era of technology. Then, in the blink of an eye, the greatest nations of the world were plunged into darkness. But underneath all the anarchy and chaos lies the wonders of the world before, just waiting to be discovered by our stalwart heroes, Jules McCaffery and his partner Quinn. Join them as they scour the ruins of yesterday, brave the dangers of today, all to find the key to a brighter future in the dark lands of the world before. Today's episode, Love and War. Oh, that's so good. What do you call this again?
Dribblers down.
Where do you guys come up with these names?
And would the little angel like a carrot?
He would love one, actually.
Of course he would. Look at his tiny nose. I thought those freaks ate all you little bundles of joy.
Not this one. He's too busy befriending them.
Save the jokes for the thespians, scrapper.
Hey, I want to get down with some down.
That was as funny as it was the 100th time you said it.
Are you sure you should be drinking?
Don't worry, pal. Karlyle's one of the safest places in the valley. The perfect spot to rest my leg and lay low for a couple of days.
So, no scrapping?
Nope. Nothing but drink, friendly locals, and good times.
Jeez, look at you. In my day, Darklanders had standards. Now, your bombs expect gold for garbage.
In my day, people say hello when greeting someone.
I won't apologize. In fact, you should be nicer to a man making you an offer.
Sounded more like an insult than an offer.
Alright, wise guy. Here's my offer. Some people are planning to off me tonight, and I need an outsider to investigate for me.
These the same people who took your arm?
As a matter of fact, yes. This is a long-term plot, and they're going to strike tonight.
How do you know this?
A captain of the guard doesn't get old by being stupid, son.
Sounds about right. Well, you know Darklanders don't work for free.
Oh, I know. I also know why you're out here. The Feast of the Four Cities.
You are a sharp one.
Save my life, Darklander, and I'll give you a ride to wherever it is.
A ride?
You're looking at the only man in 100 miles to have a fully functional Iglesias N20. 14 years of picking through old junkyards and car lots, and it was worth every tetanus shot.
I gotta admit, that's pretty impressive, mister.
Morgan Stoltz.
Alright, Morgan. Where do I start?
There's 3 conspirators. First, there's HADL-II. He's our doctor. The friend was the one who amputated my arm. That way, the town's best cannon slinger had to step down from his position. Second, there's Wayne. People call him a postman, but I know he's really a spy for my enemies. He's been stealing mail I get from friends and family for weeks now. And finally, Mike, the scum who collaborated with the marauders who put the bullet in my arm in the first place and usurped my position as captain. I know he's the one calling the shots.
If these are all homebodies, why haven't you reported them?
Are you deaf, son? They tell Mike and my enemies will know I'm onto them.
Alright, fair point. I'll start with the doctor first, then.
You do that. I'll be right here.
So much for laying low.
It's an opportunity to advance my career. I can't pass that up.
Oh, just a minute. Now just hold still for a moment. Now rest that leg. I'll be back in a moment. Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Hey there, old-timer. My name is Greg. My rabbit here is overdue for a checkup. Can you help me out?
I say, I haven't seen a rabbit for 10 years. I thought those beasts had gotten them all.
Not all. So, can you help them?
I sure can, Mr. Gregg.
Excellent. What can I offer you?
Oh, no. I could never charge for a necessary service, especially when I may be helping the preservation of an endangered species.
Fair enough.
Heart strong. Good lungs. Teeth surprisingly intact and clean for the most part.
So we ran into this codger on the way into town, right? Real nasty piece of work, that.
You must be talking about poor Morgan Stoltz.
Oh, you know him?
Why, yes, I've known Mr. Stoltz for most of his life. He used to be a strong pillar of the community, a real champion of the people, until a stray bullet ended his prestigious career as our captain of the guard.
Just one bullet?
A bullet fired from a dirty magazine, I'm afraid. The wound became gangrenous before I could stop it, and I was forced to amputate. Morgan was so distraught when I made my diagnosis that I was forced to sedate him and perform the procedure as he slept. It was not my finest hour.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, for lack of a better word. Now he lives his days scorning those around him. It's a shame, really. He and I used to be good friends, but when he lost his arm, he was a broken man. However, he won't suffer for long.
What do you mean?
I say, Mr. Gregg, this rabbit is by far one of the healthiest specimens I've had the pleasure of examining.
Thanks, Doc. Have a good day. That was odd.
I'll say, he helps both animals and people.
I meant the way he described Morgan. I didn't pick up any malice, did you?
Not really, but what he said near the end.
Hopefully he won't suffer for long. Yeah, that does sound suspicious. Maybe the postman will have some good news for us.
I see what you did there.
Thanks.
This is the 4th time in a row you've done this. It's not Theo, it's Theo.
I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. It's just the names are spelled the same way, and...
Get out of my face, you stuttering fool!
I will. I'm so sorry again, Mr. Theo.
It's Theo!
Shoot. Not again.
Hello there, mister. Whoa, sorry. Didn't mean to scare you.
It's no problem. I'm just not having the best start of the day.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I won't take up much more of your time. Morgan sent me to check on the status of his mail. Apparently it's been missing for quite some time.
What? No, that can't be! I hand deliver his mail to him every day!
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. See? See? Mr. Morgan.
This says Morgan.
What do you... Oh, no.
Have you been giving Morgan's mail to Mr. Morgan?
Oh, no. He's going to be so mad at me.
It's an honest mistake. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Wayne. This man isn't giving you trouble, is he?
Oh, no, Mr. Stoltz. He was just addressing a horrible mistake I made.
Stoltz? You wouldn't happen to be related to Morgan, would you?
He's my father, actually. Maybe not so much anymore, but after today, that won't be a problem.
A problem?
Remember, Wayne, 6 o'clock.
I'll be there. Thank you, Mr. Stoltz.
Wayne, please call me Phineas. It's weird for my elder to address me so formally.
Absolutely, Miss... Phineas.
Stay out of trouble, Darklander.
I'll do my best.
Is there anything else you needed, stranger? Please, give my regards to Morgan.
I will. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
The plot thickens.
His son is in on it?
Sounds like Morgan's not so friendly with his family either.
Should we tell him?
Not yet. Let's go talk to the ringleader first.
111, 112, 113.
Theo's in here. What the...
Ever heard of knucking?
Ever heard of clothing?
In 99-degree weather? I'm shocked you're as dressed as you are.
Okay.
So, what can I do for you, Mr...
Don't you want to put some pants... Never mind. I'm Greg.
My question still stands.
I had a pretty rough encounter with...
Morgan Stoltz?
That's right.
You're not the first to complain about our old captain and his forked tongue.
I'm not surprised.
Please, don't take offense to him. He's been dealt a bad hand in his twilight years. It's hard to appreciate the setting sun when all one thinks about is all the wrong in their world.
That explains the missing arm.
Sad business, that was. I was there when it happened.
Do tell.
We were patrolling the 1 mile perimeter when we were suddenly jumped by a gang of marauders. Those wastes of food had been waiting for us for days, and they came down on us hard. Morgan held his own as he always did until one of those punks managed to squeeze a bullet into his arm. He didn't take it seriously at first, said it was a flesh wound.
Sounds familiar.
What was that?
Oh, I was just saying that sounds like something he would say.
Yeah, well, unfortunately the wound festered and Morgan was on the brink. When our doctor told him he had to lose the arm, he flew into a rage. The doctor had to put him to sleep. I gave the go-ahead because I knew Morgan would have preferred to die than lose his shooting arm. He's hated me ever since, saying up and down that I did it just so I could take his place as captain. In reality, I just didn't want to lose my friend. But it happened anyway.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So please, don't take anything he says personally. Hopefully, if things go right tonight, no one will ever have to hear anything bad from him ever again.
Hello, Michael. Oh, I see you've met Mr. Gregg and his little friend.
That I have. What can I do for you, Hadley?
I was on my way home and just wanted to confirm.
6 o'clock. I'll be there.
Splendid. Mr. Gregg, little friend, I'll see you around.
Looks like I'm putting on pants after all.
I'll leave you to it then. Thanks for the story, and I'll steer clear of Morgan from now on.
All right. Have a good one, Greg.
I don't see it.
What are you, blind? There's the hair, the beard, and my nipple makes up his eye.
Just put your shirt down, Mr. Stoltz.
Not until you confirm that this burn mark looks just like Theodore Roosevelt.
Have I come at a bad time?
Darklander, tell this idiot that this looks like old Teddy Roosevelt.
You know, I've seen more old man skin today than I'm comfortable with.
People these days have no appreciation for art.
Well, I've never considered scars shaped like presidents to be art. Can I get down to business?
Fine. Tell me what you found.
There's something happening at 6 o'clock tonight.
I knew it!
But can I ask you a question? Are you positively sure these people are trying to off you?
Oh, what did they tell you? Did Mark tell you how he tearfully told Hadley to take my shooting arm? Did Hadley tell you about him not sleeping for 4 days after he cut it off? Did Wayne say he just happened to lose all my mail over the past few weeks? Don't buy a word of it. They're snakes. All of them.
Including your son?
Clyde?
Phineas. He's the one telling them to meet up at 6 o'clock.
I can't believe it. My own flesh and blood. I brought him into this world, looked into those beautiful blue eyes, and when they first opened, now he wants to close mine?
Morgan, I don't...
Well, to dark with them all. Morgan Stoltz didn't live all these years in this god-forsaken cesspool to be done in by his own kin and his so-called friends.
Now, let's just...
Follow me, son. I'm going to show you why they used to call me Morgan the Maelstrom. It's 10 minutes to 6. We got plenty of time.
Morgan, let's talk about this.
I've been talking for years, Darklander. Now, I gotta do something.
What do you mean by something?
I wasn't just picking car parts in those junkyards. I've assembled enough armaments to mow down a whole horde of uglies. And it's about time I dusted those old cannons off and showed those traitors that I could still shoot plenty good without my arm.
Whoa. Let's not do anything hasty.
To dark with hasty. They're under my bed. Grab what you need and we'll...
Happy birthday!
What
What is this?
It's a party, Dad. You turned 78 today.
But you don't look a day over 50.
You can't fool me. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. I just didn't expect you'd drag my own family into this muck.
Morgan, I know you'll never forgive me for what I did, but all I wanted to do was save your life. You're a proud man, and you wanted to go to that great beyond as a fighter, but I didn't want you to miss out on seeing your boys grow up.
Watching them get married.
Or meeting your grandchild. My what? It took us a while, but Beth and I...
I'm 4 months along.
I thought you were just getting fat. Dad. But why didn't you tell me? We sent you letters, but...
They all went to Mr. Morgan Carter. I'm so sorry, Mr. Stoltz.
So you're going to be a grandpa.
Now, I do believe Hadley has something for you.
Here you are, Morgan.
Where'd you find that?
We built it. Mike found the parts, and I put it together. We figured it'd be easier for you to hold your grandchild with 2 arms.
I don't know what to say.
Well, try it on.
Like a glove.
I'm sorry it took so long for us to repay you for what we did.
Repay me? You two saved my life. But if you are still feeling guilty, I could use a cup of Dribbers Down.
I'll buy you a whole cask.
I'll hold you to that.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, but I'm glad it ended well.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I want to thank you.
For what?
Because of you, I survived to see a moment like this. Sometimes I forget why I do the things I do. Why I stick my neck out for people who would just cut it off if they felt like it. And then I see an old man on the verge of destruction smile and be embraced by friends and family. I know it's sappy, but that's what I feel.
It's alright, Jules. I feel the same way.
And that's why we're friends, Quinn.
What are you doing? Talking to yourself out here?
You got some frosting in your beard there, Morgan.
Oh, I know. I'm saving it for later. Do you know how hard it is to find genuine buttercream? Apparently Mike and his boys patrolled the 9 mile perimeter just to find it. Candles, too.
You got some good friends in there.
And thanks to you, they're still alive.
What do you mean?
If I hadn't been waiting for you at the bar, I probably would have went home and... I don't want to think about it.
Well, it turned out well in the end.
That it did, and I want to repay you for what you've done for me.
We leave at first light tomorrow?
What? No. With that wound, you wouldn't survive a day out there. I'd give it 72 hours and then we'll head out. You're welcome to stay with us until beats rubbing shoulders with those drunken nitwits.
Weren't you one of them?
Just get in here, you brat.
Aye, aye, Captain Cakebeard. In the little town of Karlyle, a years-long grievance has given way to a warm, lasting friendship. As Jules and Morgan drink their dribblers down and eat cake, the woes and worries of the dark lands fade away, if only for a few hours. For Quinn, he has been given a glimpse of the good mankind is capable of. When sleep comes for our heroes, both sleep with smiles on their faces. And yet, both know that soon their journey must continue, as their true destiny lies at the fateful factory housing the Feast of 4 Cities. Subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss the next exciting episode of The Dark Lands of the World Before.
Good morning or afternoon, players, gamers, and critters. I am Master Mimic, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Joel Watson of Cyanide and Happiness for his role as Mike. Now, while Cyanide and Happiness is all about comedy, all the way from their comics to their sketch show to their board games like Joking Hazard and Trial by Trolley, Joel Watson has demonstrated by far that his vocal talents can go far beyond comedy, and this guy was a real professional. It was a pleasure working with him. Again, just thank you so much for lending your talent to the show. I would also like to thank Jim Schultz for playing Hadley. Jim and I go back some ways, and so it was a fun little reunion to work with him again. He does a lot of great work over at the Actors' Studio in Santa Cruz. These guys have some great talent in their ranks, and I'm honored that I could have a little bit of that talent in my show. This is from me and everyone at PDR to everyone else. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Path of Dragons Radio throughout this crazy year. Happy Durin's Day, Wintervale, Hornmoot, whatever it is you celebrate. All in all, what I am saying is feast, drink, be merry, be safe, but more importantly, be nerdy. Have a great one, everybody. Here's the 2021.